Top 10 most expensive classic cars ever sold at auction as of 2023. 1. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300LR UHLENHAUT Coupe. A 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300LR UHLENHAUT Coupe was sold by auction house RM Sotheby's for an astounding £115 million in May this year, not only making it the most expensive classic car in the world in 2022, but also top of the list of 10 most expensive classic cars ever sold for either investment or collecting purposes. This is almost double the largest sum previously believed to have been paid for a collector car privately. Even the opening bid was more than the previous highest price ever paid for a car at auction. The final bidding price was more than 3 times the previous auction record, which certainly shook the classic car world. The reason the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300LR UHLENHAUT Coupe topped the top 10 most expensive collector cars in the world 2023 list is that it's so hard to come by. It's one of just 2 prototypes developed for the Works racing program. This got cancelled, making it one of the rarest cars ever. It was used as a company car by the chief engineer of the racing department, Rudolf UHLENHAUT, for some time before both models became part of the Mercedes-Benz Museum collection. RM Sotheby's auction was invite only, and that took place in Stuttgart, Germany on May 5th. The winning bid for this car was placed, on behalf of an anonymous collector, by dealer Simon Kidston, who has reportedly lobbied the Mercedes-Benz board for 18 months to consider selling, which goes to prove how desirable it is and how surprising its sale was. Even with fuel prices soaring to unprecedented heights, classic car collectors are not put off and are constantly showing up to auctions and spending big money on collecting, restoring, and maintaining expensive classic cars. These collector cars are rarely purchased with the intention of driving long distances, but rather to display and restore them to their full potential. This perhaps explains why classic car auctions have not lost interest in 2023. The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300LR UHLENHAUT Coupe is by far the most shocking entry on this list, but below are some more eye-watering additions to our 2023 classic cars list of the top 10 most expensive cars in the world. 2. 1937 TALBOT-LAGO T150C SS Teardrop Couple. This model became the most expensive car sold at the Amelia Island Classic Car Auction in May 2022, making it a worthy entry on our top 10 most expensive cars in the world as of 2023. At $13,425,000, this is the most valuable French car ever sold at auction. What's more, it's the only French car, other than Bugatti, to have ever sold for over $10 million at auction. The other model no longer has its original bodywork intact, making this already rare car even more desirable. It has passed through a few owners over the years, but was not seen for 40 years until it emerged out of California in 2022. 3. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Alloy Gullwing. To kick off 2022, the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Alloy Gullwing was the most expensive collector car at the Scottsdale 2022 auction week, with a final price of $6,825,000. This was a new record for the 300 SL Gullwing. Although 1,400 Gullwings were produced, this car was one of only 29 made with lightweight alloy bodywork. It has retained most of its original parts, which also drove up the price, with the engine, chassis, rear axle, and front spindles all unchanged. 4. 1968 Porsche 907 Works. In March, the Arcurial Paris Retromobile 2022 sale took place, and the biggest price tag was on the 1968 Porsche 907, chassis 907-031, which fetched $4,860,000. This racer was 4th overall at the Nürburgring 1,000 kilometers a month after it was produced. Its success, alongside the fact that it was the penultimate 907 ever produced, is what drove this high price. It also raced 3 times at Le Mans, winning 1st in class and 7th overall in 1971, as well as many other first-in-class finishes. 5. 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder. The 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder was another collector car sale from the Amelia Island 2022 Classic Car Auction. The 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder is one of the most important Porsches ever developed and raced extensively in Germany. This, alongside its limited production and age, means that it was sold at auction this time for $4,185,000. It features a completely repaired body and full restoration, making it a well-maintained example, so it's no wonder it was one of Amelia Island's biggest sales. 6. 1934 Packard 12 Individual Custom Convertible Victoria. Another huge collector car sale emerging from the Amelia Island 2022 Classic Car Auction was a 1934 Packard 12 Individual Custom Convertible Victoria, which sold for $4,130,000. 7. 1914 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. We've included this old Rolls-Royce on our 2023 collector cars list not because it topped the price charts, but because of its impressive age. It was in the top 5 highest-selling cars of the Bonhams Amelia Island sale in 2022 at $489,000 and is over 110 years old, making it the longest-lived and one of the most famous automobiles of the era. However, vintage Rolls-Royces can sell in excess of $1 million depending on their condition and specification. 8. 1994 McLaren F1 Foot LM Specification. As one of history's most celebrated supercars, the 1994 McLaren F1 has become one of the top 10 most expensive vintage cars in the world in 2021 to 2023. Only 106 of these sleek collector beauties ever existed, and only 64 were road car builds. Yet, the reason that this shiny, silver McLaren became one of the top 10 most expensive old cars ever sold in the world as of 2023 has to do with its LM specification. Only 2 of these collector cars were given the upgrade, with McLaren doing this customization in 2000. The LM specification gave this car the extra high downforce kit and upgraded the engine to unrestricted 680 horsepower GTR specification. One of the most beautiful designs of the 1990s, this 1994 McLaren F1 sold for $19.8 million from Sotheby's in August 2019 to a buyer in Monterey, California. 9. 1939 Alfa Romeo 8C 2900B Touring Berlinetta. Following in the footsteps of the 1939 Alfa Romeo 8C 2900B Lungo Spyder, which sold for almost $20 million in 2016, this pristine red 1939 Alfa Romeo Berlinetta has become one of the most expensive classic cars in the world in 2023. This Alfa Romeo collector's dream car was bought by the Dutch consignor's father 4 decades earlier for the equivalent of less than $11,000. Today, the classic late 30s auto is the 3rd highest-selling pre-World War II car sold. 10. 1934 Bugatti Type 59 Sports. Considered the ultimate Bugatti Grand Prix car, the 1934 Bugatti Type 59 Sports became the most expensive car sold at auction in 2020. And one of the most expensive collector cars overall, at the time of this writing in 2023. This little black sports vehicle raced a successful season, including winning a Belgian Grand Prix. Later, the Bugatti became road legal, and King Leopold III of Belgium bought it shortly afterward. It remains in its original unrestored condition with an 8-cylinder engine and a 4-speed dry-sump manual gearbox. Gooding & Company auctioned this old, expensive car in 2020 and sold it for $12.68 million.